I'm gonna turn this around and maybe work on the portrait one today, and in between I'll stick some of this other video clips from the beach scene, and I'll try and get something out this week. Hi, Josie Allen here, coming to you from my studio in Delaware. Welcome. I hope you're having a great weekend, getting ready for the week ahead. I haven't done an art video in a while. It's probably been a month. I did a couple of sound healing videos, which is my other outlet for creativity at this point in my life, and just haven't been painting. We went to the Outer Banks for our annual vacation with family at the beginning of June, and our dog, Sissy, wasn't right. She was off, and we kept thinking it was all the stress of the trip and being in the 3-story house where she's running up and down stairs, but she was panting a lot. She wasn't eating much. She wasn't sleeping well. And then by the time we got back, she was incontinent, and that was very alarming because she's never been. She's not since a little tiny puppy. So we started watching her, and after a day or two, I said, we need to take her to the vet. So we took her, and they did a urine test and some blood tests, and she had a UTI, and they said that her blood work came back with high calcium, and that was concerning. They wanted to run some more tests. So we waited until she went through her course of antibiotics for the UTI and had another round of tests, one to test her calcium, ionized calcium, I think it's called, and another for her parathyroid, because that could cause high calcium. And a week later it came back, and they say she has cancer. So we're dealing with that, and it's been very upsetting to try and come to terms with our puppy that we've had since she was tiny. And she's going on 11. She'll be 11 in September. About the mortality of our lovely dog. She's a German Shepherd Husky mix, and just a wonderful dog. So we're just taking it a day at a time right now, and as long as she has some quality of life, we're going to just give her palliative care, because I don't want to put her through any kind of chemotherapy or surgeries or anything that may or may not help. So that's one reason I haven't been painting. But I finally got through all of that sadness and was inspired one day to paint. So I had done some painting on the balcony of our house in the Outer Banks, and got halfway through one, and I just sketched the other. So I finally finished the one that I had gotten halfway through this week. So I wanted to show you that. And it's a little beach scene. And they have all kinds of pelicans down there and surfers, and the water's not quite this blue, but I thought I would put in the blue up from down in the Caribbean. And that's how it turned out, and I'm really pleased with it. It actually helped me get over this ugly painting phase that I went through. That was another reason why I hadn't been doing any art videos, because I just felt like I wasn't putting out any good work. So I was taking time to just do some painting on my own, and didn't really get to it, but I figured, well, I'll go ahead and put this up there, and I've got some clips of painting it, and I'll add it to this video. I'm also working on, I have this sketch that I had done last summer, I believe it was, and it's of my sister-in-law and her daughter. And her daughter is getting married next weekend. So I think I'm going to do the colors and paint it out on here, but I think I may also, if I have time, put it on a, trace this actual sketch and put it on an 8x10 watercolor paper on a block and get that ready to give to my sister-in-law, because she's losing her only daughter. So that's what I'm up to right now. I'm gonna turn this around and maybe work on the portrait one today, and in between I'll stick some of this other video clips from the beach scene, and I'll try and get something out this week. So I'll see you in a minute. Get yourself a cozy drink or paints if you want to paint along on some of this stuff. You can paint whatever you want. Just I hope that you are inspired to be creative from this. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so here we are at this little sketchbook of mine that I showed you, this sketch of my niece and my sister-in-law, and we're going to paint with watercolors today. I might add a little gouache in there if need be, and see how it looks, get the colors right, and then I'm going to transfer it on. I've already traced it. I don't know what I did with my paper. Anyway, I have a trace of it, and I will do it again on a larger piece of cold pressed cotton watercolor paper. So I'll show you bits of this, and then I'll show you as we progress. I also am going to put some clips in from my beach trip from June that I did a little sketch in watercolor of, and I'll show you that again when I'm working on that. So here we go. I've got a bunch of tools that I may or may not use. This I'm sure I will, is a Princeton Select Filbert. It's a 16. And then I've got a Fumui 1/2-inch flat. I'll probably be using that. And then I have this little quill, a Fumui quill, that I used in my last painting, and I will use it again today, no doubt. And if that's not enough, I've got a Zooting 11 round and a Transon 7 round. Points are pretty good on this one. So let's get started. We're going to start on the sky first and work our way down. I'm going to do a little wet on wet here. Well, yeah, I'll do wet on wet. Just try to stay away from the heads. Whoops. As I mentioned in my opening video clip, we're going to a wedding down in Virginia next weekend, and it is this little lady here, Sarah. So we're excited for that. It's been a long time coming. They've been engaged for quite a while. Some paints from my Winsor Newton Cutswood collection, as well as my Paul Rubin. I'm not sure what this is called. solid walnut watercolor. Doesn't really have a name other than that. I really like it though. The colors are incredible. I think I'm gonna take a little break here and maybe come back later today or tomorrow. Taking our sissy out for a little business and thought you'd want to take a stroll with me. We have several of these little crepe myrtles that are just starting to bloom. Well, they've been blooming for a couple of weeks now, and I think they're just lovely. And the park needs to be mowed. Part of it they keep wild, and I love that, but they leave a little path for us. There she is. All right, come on, let's go. And here are our grapes. They've been growing. I think they were at his dad's house, his dad and mom's. And when they sold the house, he took some of the grape branches or trees or whatever you call them, bushes. And as we walk our way down here, we still have a few hydrangea flowers. I think the last rain got the most of them. They're so pretty. They're white and then they've got a blue wash on them. And our rose bush. Little roses, I love them. Little pink roses. We love a little roll in the grass. She just loves that. Can't even hardly tell she's sick. Who's a good girl? There she is. Sissy. Hi, pretty girl. And one more. This is our beautiful Rose of Sharon bush. We got it as a clipping several years ago from our daughter. And it took a couple of years and then we planted it. And I think this is our third year that it's been blooming. It's just stunning. It blooms all summer long and into the fall even, till the first freeze. What is that little one right there? Where'd it go? There it is. Look at that. Stunning. Sorry about the air conditioner. Okay, so that's a little walk through our gardens and seeing our lovely flowers in bloom and the field that Sissy just adores. And I guess we should get back in and do some painting, see if we can finish up that portrait of my niece and my sister-in-law. So I'll see you back inside. Hello. We are back here. It was a lot hotter out than I realized. By the time I got in, I was just kind of damp on my neck. So I had to put my hair up and grab a glass of iced tea. I didn't put any ice in it because it's cold enough. And it's a little, what did I put in here? Jasmine green tea with cinnamon and honey and a splash of orange juice. Maybe more than a slash. It's tasty. Anyway, I'm getting ready to work on this little gem and see if I'm going to work on the shirt here first, and then I'll start on the face and arms and go from there, and hopefully we can get this wrapped up before I have to go. We can begin. We added a couple of different brushes this time. I have this one from yesterday. That's the Trans 7. And then I added a Jaime filbert. It's I can't see it, I gotta take it away. It's an 8. And then I've got a Famui flat 1/2 inch that I'm gonna use for some of this work in a little bit. So let's get started. couple more brushes that I want to use. For the skin. And they are a Transin number 4, a Jouting number 8, and Arteza 2 round. This is a flat, and those are 2 rounds. I'm going to be using my Winsor Newton. This is a skin tone set, so I'm going to try this out for you. I've used it on some other things, but I don't know that I've used it as skin tone yet, so let's see what happens. Hi again. I thought I would give you an update of what's going to happen with this video that I'm working on, and show you. This is the final version of the mother-daughter painting that I've been working on, and I may or may not do it in acrylics. I have yet to decide. I don't think I have time to get it done this week, and this video is turning out to be a little longer than I expected anyway. So I'm going to include this, and then I'll put some clips on from this one that I had mentioned I had been working on and would include, and then that'll be a wrap, I think, for this week's video. I thank you for watching me, and if you've made it this far, enjoy the video clips from the beach scene in the Outer Banks, and I'll see you again real soon. Hello again. I wanted to show you what I finished up on this Outer Banks beach scene. I did add a little something something on the right side. It turned out to be a surfer. There were lots of surfers down there. I forgot about that. And they were surfing, and then there was even a beach school surfing class there. And so I added in a surfer, an extra surfboard, and some grasses, and I think we're done. I splashed some white spray on it too. I don't know if it comes out very much. There's a little bit there I can see. Anyway, here we go. So I had a lot of fun doing this. It was fun when I was painting it in the Outer Banks, and then I let it sit for, gosh, over a month now, and decided it was time to finish it. So I'm pretty pleased with it, and I thank you for joining me. I hope that you all found something to paint or enjoyed watching this, and I'll do it again real soon. So thanks again for watching. Bye now.